The password.
Logging into what?
I needed help with the password.
What is asking you for a password?
It's in the login, and then it's saying enter your email and then the password.
When you go into this link?
Yeah.
It shouldn't ask you for a login. No. Oh, this right here?
Yeah.
Ignore that. Scroll down.
Oh, okay.
And then it takes a second to load up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So today we are starting our new module. This module is all about volume and area. So volume is basically how much space an object takes up. It's like the size of the object, and we measure that with cubic centimeters. So if we were in school, I would be giving you small little plastic cubes, and we would be building these figures. But since we can't do that, I found this website, which allows us to do the same thing, but on the computer. So over here, you can watch me first and then go to your page and do it. You're going to click on Create Cube, and you'll know you're on it because you get all these different colors. So you can choose a color you like. And then to place a cube, you come over here and it will show you the cube. You see it moves around with my mouse. When I want to place it, if it goes red, it means I can't put it there. So I just have to move to another place. And then I just click and it places the cube. And then I still have the cube on my mouse so I can attach cubes together. Okay, so go ahead and click over to your isometric drawing tool. Click on the cube creator and just create a couple of cubes for a second. Okay. Then after you have built a cube, the easiest way that I have found to clear the page is to just use the refresh page up here at the top. So if you just click that, it will reload the website and you'll have a fresh blank page.
Where?
It's just up at the top of the browser where the back button is and the forward button. Just I used the little refresh button. There's also one on your keyboard. If you're on a Chromebook, it's at the top of the Chromebook page. I don't know if this will work on a tablet, like an iPad or anything like that. So if you're using a tablet, you may not be able to use this, but you'll have to let me know if you're able to.
So you said it's on a Chromebook, it's on the top of the keyboard?
The keyboard, yep, it's the fourth button. So it goes escape, left arrow, right arrow, and then refresh. It's like the circle arrow.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
That's refresh. Okay. So what the problem set is asking us to do is to build these different shapes out of our blocks. And then it wants the volume and then an explanation. So the first figure that's on your problem set is one block. So I'm going to come back over to my building page. I'm going to click on cube and I'm going to build one cube.
Click
mute, please. Ava, click mute. Okay, so then I'm going to come back over here to my problem set. So for figure A, the volume is how many blocks did we use? So to build that figure, I used one block. So the volume is 1, and these are cubic centimeters or cubic units. So 1 unit cubed, we do a little 3 above the word unit. My explanation is that I used 1 block. So I'm just telling how I know what the volume is. So when I built that shape, I only used 1 block. So the volume is 1 cubic unit. Okay. So now I'm going to go and look at figure B. So I'm looking at my problem set on my desk in front of me, and then I'm looking at this page on my screen. So I want to build one that looks just like B. So it looks like there are 3 on the bottom. So I clicked 3 on the bottom. And then these front 2 blocks have blocks on top of them. So once I have that built, I can count how many blocks I used. So I see 3 on the bottom and 2 on the top. So what would the volume be for this figure? Jimmy, can you tell us what the volume is?
5.
Right, so it's 5 cubic units. So over here on my problem set, I'm going to fill in B is 5 cubic units. And then for my explanation, I'm going to say something like, I used 5 blocks. There are 3 on the bottom and 2 on the top. You want to explain how you know that it's 5. So there are 3 blocks in the bottom layer. We refer to these as layers. Okay, does anyone have any questions about what we've done so far? Using the math tool, counting the volume, or explaining how we know? Any questions? Okay, so as you see, when you get to E, D, E, and F, we don't only have layers on top of each other, but we also have rows. So they're stacked in front of each other. So let's try D. So I'm going to go back to my isometric drawing tool. And I'm going to just refresh so I have a blank space. And it looks like my bottom layer is almost shaped like a U, because when I look at this empty space here, I can see that the bottom layer doesn't have a block behind this front block. So I'm going to start creating that. Use a brighter color. So it looks like I have something like this on the bottom. So go ahead and build that on your drawing tool. And then I'm going to go to the top layer. I'll use a different color so I can clearly see what I have. So I have blacks on top here, but in my model here, there's nothing on the top of this one, on the top layer. So as I'm building, I'm going to skip that one and come over next to it and put these on top. Okay. Now, I can actually, if I come over to inspect, I can rotate this so I can look at it from different angles, right? So if you want to look at it from the back or the top or another way, you can turn it around here. I like using the Z-axis rotation because it just turns it around. So how many blocks did we use to build this figure? So I'm going to start counting the bottom layer. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the top, I have 4 green blocks. So William, how many blocks did we use to build this figure?
9.
Yeah, we used 9. So the volume for D is 9 cubic units. And my explanation will be really similar to how I explained B. I'm going to talk about the layers. So the bottom layer has 5 cubes. The top layer has 4 cubes. Does anyone have any questions on this front page? Okay, so we're now going to go over behind your problem sets and homework pages. You should have a page that looks like this. It's called Lesson 1 Template 2. Find this page. It looks like a bunch of dots. It's actually set up the same way that these dots are set up on the drawing tool. So you're going to want to take that right out of your binder so that you can look at it next to the problem set. So this paper we're going to use to draw some figures. So I'm going to build a simple figure here of 4 cubes. Then I'm going to try to draw that. So you want to be looking at the screen where you just made that figure and then have this paper right next to you. So to draw a figure, I'm going to start by making a connection vertically. I connected 2 dots this way. Go ahead and do that. When I look at my figure here that I created on the screen, I can see that there's another line. So if I just drew this line, my next line is going to come this way. So it goes down and to the right. So over here, I'm going to come from my top dot right here and go down to the right to that next dot next to it. And I'm basically just drawing the front of this cube right now. So I'm going to finish this square. Even though it looks a little crooked, I go down to the next dot, and then I'm going to connect. So our square that we just drew kind of looks like a diamond right now, but it's going to come together. So that's the front of the cube, and I have 4 of those. So what I'm going to do on my paper is I'm going to continue this line. So that would be the top of the second cube. I create the side of it and then connect the bottom. And then I would do the same thing for the third and fourth cubes. So it looks like I have 4 little kites all connected together. Then I need to draw the tops. So if I look at the front of the cube, the top goes up and to the right. So on my paper, watch me first. I'm going to start with this first dot, and I'm going to connect it with this one. So I'm going up diagonally to the right. So for each cube, I'm going to do the same thing. And I also need to show this side. So I'm going to do the same thing I just did on the tops with the bottom dot here. And then to complete my drawing, all I'm going to do is connect the remaining lines. And now I have a drawing of my 4 cubes. So this page is for you to practice with. So what you're going to do before you do your problem set is you're going to create some different figures and practice drawing them. Now, if I do a top layer, so let's say I put one on the top here, how would I draw that? So let's come back over to the paper. I'm going to start with my vertical line and make my first cube by going down to the right. I went down to the right and then connected the 4. So in my picture, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to draw 5 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember, these are the fronts of the cubes. So when I look at what I built here, I've drawn the front of the bottom layer, and now I have to draw the front of the top layer. So I'm going to add another one of these kite-looking faces on top. So to do that, I'm going to use my starting dot and go up and just continue the same process that I already did. Now that I have the faces complete, now I'm going to start going up to the right. So I will, everywhere that I have a point, I will go up 1 to the right. Don't forget about that bottom one. And then to finish it off, we're just kind of playing connect the dots. So everywhere that I have a line that isn't connected, I'm going to connect those to finish off each cube. So I'd like you to practice building figures here with the tool, and then practice drawing them here on the template page. Once you feel like you're comfortable with drawing on this dot paper, you can come back over to the problem set, which is going to ask you to build figures with certain volumes. So they showed you how to draw the one with 4 cubes, which we just practiced also. So this one's done for you. Then you're going to build one that's made out of 7 cubes, and you'll draw that, and then 8 cubes, and you'll draw that, okay? And then we're going to be asking to explain Joyce's mistake. So Joyce says that the figure below, which is made out of centimeter cubes, has a volume of 5 cubic centimeters. So you're going to explain her mistake. So what you're going to do is you're going to come back over to your tool, and I want you to build the same figure that Joyce built and explain her mistake, okay? Then it says, imagine if Joyce adds to the second layer so the cubes completely cover the first layer in the figure above. What would be the volume of the new structure? So you're going to want to use this tool to help you do that and then explain what the new volume would be. Okay? For your exit ticket today, all you're doing is you're going to create and count how many box cubes are used to create each one of these figures, and you're going to tell their volume. Make sure that you're writing it in cubic units. And then you're going to draw one figure here down at the bottom. And I believe the exit ticket will ask you to take a photo. If you can try to submit it through Assistments, or you can email it to me, whichever is easier for you. Okay? So does anybody have any questions? Okay. Well, I will be online all day, so you can reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm going to be posting the recording of this video, so you can go back and rewatch how I do the drawings. They take some practice, so if you get frustrated, it's okay, because it took me a long time to learn how to do them without watching someone else do it. So use that template page to practice, okay? This page and practicing those is going to be the best thing for you, because the more you draw them, the easier it will be for you in the future, okay? So if nobody has any questions, then that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. Good job getting all of the links figured out, and reach out to me and let me know if you need anything. Hi, have a great day.